Welcome back. Governments, companies, and populations involved in animal trade have been asked to, as a matter of urgency, close down all animal and wildlife markets in their respective countries and also stop illegal trade in endangered species, particularly pangolins. Environmental organizations, Friend of the Earth, Friend of the Sea, who have also joined their voices to the call, say they are already working to send signatures to governments across the world and indeed to World Health Organizations to ask them to close down all wildlife markets across the world because they have been linked to the outbreak of coronavirus. Coronavirus, according to scientists, is a zoonotic disease that can be transmitted from animals to humans. The outbreak, which came from a wild animal, was traced to a market in Wuhan, China, known for selling wild animals for consumptions, including dogs, turtles, bats, snakes, giant salamander, crocodiles, and mammoths. SARS, Ebola, HIV, and coronavirus have all been linked with the trade in and consumption of wildlife. Worried by this development, experts are now calling for a ban on wildlife markets across the world. This, they say, would allow wild animals remain in their natural habitat, thereby reducing the heightened risk from emerging new viruses.
It's very important to make people aware and African citizens aware about the crisis of pangolins, their threats, understand that eating pangolins cannot be considered as a status symbol, but rather as a symbol of ignorance about the threats which are impacting these populations.
Zoonotic outbreaks before. We've had SARS, we've had Ebola. These are zoonotic because of what we're doing with the wildlife. You can't continue to do what we're doing against nature and destroy the very, very habitat that they rely upon and bring them into a situation whereby they will now be transmitting viruses amongst themselves, which they've never done before.
We fearlessly kill wild animals and take them to wherever it is that we want, just for fun. Because I don't see any serious reason to go after wild animals when we have domestic animals for service. So the system should be such that we should start thinking post-COVID-19. We should correct our thought patterns.
China and Vietnam are the world's largest market for wildlife products. Consumption of several rare and endangered species such as pangolins, rhinos, elephants, and parrots are considered among the biggest threats of their survival in the world.
We need to raise awareness about pangolins. These scales are those which are threatening them most. Traditional medicine in countries like China, Vietnam, considers them as a potential cure for a long list of illnesses and diseases, such as arthritis, lactation problems in pregnant women, even cancer. And this is what led and is driving this illegal trade in their scales.
Following the coronavirus outbreak, the Chinese government has announced a nationwide ban prohibiting all wild animal trading activities with immediate effect. This includes not only wet markets, but supermarkets, restaurants, and e-commerce platforms. Civil society environmental organizations want many other countries with wildlife markets to follow suit with a permanent ban for the health of humans and the protection of endangered species. Wildlife trafficking, which has led to continued decline of rhinos, elephants, tigers, pangolins, and other species, is also a source of concern to environmental watchers.